said, you know, Rodrigo goes, well, the doctor will see you now. No, 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 no. We will see the doctor now. When does that ever happen?
I came to collect a copay.
You know, I have a wonderful private physician, Dr. Weingarten, and, you know, you talk about copays, and it's tough being a doctor these days, dealing with what we're dealing with. I want to know, would you go into medicine? Obviously, you've had to expand beyond your everyday practice, but would you go into medicine? Would you do it again?
Not only would I go into it, but I've asked all 4 of my kids to think about it as a career.
Really?
It is the best profession. First of all, how often do you do things where you know for sure you're doing the right thing? It's helping people, and they look in you in the eyes, and every single day you have a soulful experience where you get to spend a little time with folks you normally wouldn't have gotten to meet. It gives you exposure to a lot of different experiences, and there's Zen moments as a surgeon, especially when you're doing the procedure, when all time falls away. You get to do something that is absolutely unique. I mean, most folks aren't allowed legally to take a knife, open your chest, and touch your heart.
No, legally.
Right? And it is a cool experience to do it.
Yeah, that would be a felony in other states.
It's assault and battery, actually.
Yes, exactly, exactly. But yet, I mean, what would the average medical student, what's the cost of an education?
It's about $40,000 a year. So you're roughly $200,000 in debt just for med school when you're finished. And that's one of the big issues that we face.
Right.
But you know, I told my kids this, and I'm sure everyone out there was thinking about what they're going to do in life. Figure out what you want to do and then do it. Don't get caught up in what it costs to do it, because you'll always make the money back eventually. And if you're the best at what you do, if you love doing it, then you'll excel at it. And the people who do well at what they do, they look at you guys, right? I mean, at the end of the day, you succeed financially, emotionally, spiritually, in every which way.
Okay, financially.
Try not to laugh, guys.
Financially, we'll let that one go.
How about that?
You know, yeah. Let me tell you. Cover of Time magazine twice now. The latest one is, it talks about the Dr. Oz scare. That episode aired on Friday, and again, will air at 1 o'clock this afternoon if you want to catch it out. But you and I went through the exact same thing. I had a colonoscopy. I had 2 polyps, one which was precancerous. You've had the same experience. Talk about the fact that you were a bad patient and weren't prepped right, and you were not good to your doctor.
I'm a bad patient. In fact, the cover says I'm a lousy patient. Since I wrote the article, I have to take credit and responsibility on that. You know, I tell you, I've been working in television now for about a decade, working with Oprah for many years, and then when we started the Dr. Oz show, I got really into why it was that rational people don't do rational things. And that's really what the article's about. It's through the filter of my colonoscopy. So I talk about, you know, why I had lentils the night before my colonoscopy. So my the gastroenterologist was, you know, sweeping away little beans while I was doing the procedure. I talk about why I was such a procrastinating patient, why I didn't follow through like I was supposed to. But fundamentally, what I was trying to address for myself, because I need to know it, is why all of us do those kinds of things. And I don't think it's because we think we're immortal, because I know I'm not, and I don't think most people think they are. It's not because I didn't think it applied to me. You know, I know the risks, and I actually thought the risks were in my favor, so I was willing to skirt that a little bit. But primarily, we don't do these things because we don't want to have our lives disrupted. We don't want the bad news. We don't want to have the precancerous pop that you had and I had, and now have to go back and get it rechecked again, and know that you could have had a problem, and all of a sudden, the normal, orderly life that we want to live gets uncomfortable for us. And that's what, as a country, we are struggling with right now. How do you get comfortable being uncomfortable, which is where growth happens?
Right. Well, I think that you've done a very good job at making people uncomfortable. Twice, actually.
Twice, yes, twice.
You did.
And has had his own medical school.